Life is a journey of countless choices, each one carving the path of our destiny. But what if the key to a more purposeful existence lies not in the actions we take, but in the things we consciously choose to avoid? The truly intelligent, those who flourish and find deep meaning in their lives, have mastered this subtle art of avoidance. They navigate their world with a blend of wisdom and discernment that echoes the timeless teachings of Stoicism. Today, we explore the habits and pitfalls that such individuals consciously sidestep, guided by these enduring principles. By understanding and embracing these practices, you can begin to shape a life rich in purpose, growth, and profound inner peace. If this exploration of a more deliberate life resonates with you, we invite you to join our community by subscribing. Stay with us for this entire journey, as the insights that follow have the power to transform the very way you live and think. 1. Meaningless interactions. Intelligent people are highly selective about their interactions, carefully avoiding meaningless exchanges. They understand that time is our most precious resource, and how we spend it is a direct reflection of our values. While seemingly harmless, small talk about the weather or gossip about others often lacks substance and depth. Instead of investing energy in such superficiality, intelligent individuals seek discussions that stimulate their minds and nourish their souls. They know that every conversation holds the potential for learning, growth, and deeper connection. Imagine yourself at a social gathering where the conversation drifts toward the trivial. An intelligent person, rather than being swept along, will gently steer the dialogue toward more meaningful subjects, perhaps a recent book, the implications of current events, or a philosophical question. This elevates the conversation, allowing for a richer exchange of ideas that leaves everyone feeling more enlightened. This deliberate choice resonates deeply with Stoic philosophy, which champions purposeful dialogue and views empty chatter as a distraction from the pursuit of wisdom. By avoiding hollow interactions, intelligent people conserve their mental energy for thoughts that truly enrich their lives and curate a social environment that, as Seneca advised, uplifts and inspires. 2. Willful ignorance. Intelligent individuals understand that true growth comes from embracing the entire spectrum of knowledge, even when it is uncomfortable. They recognize that choosing to remain uninformed limits their potential and blinds them to valuable perspectives. In a world overflowing with information, they see an endless opportunity to learn, driven by an insatiable curiosity. This thirst for knowledge compels them to seek out new viewpoints, even those that challenge their own beliefs. The goal is not to be right, but to discover the truth, wherever it may lead. This approach aligns perfectly with the Stoic commitment to wisdom, which comes from seeing the world as it is, not as we wish it to be. Intelligent people embody this principle by practicing intellectual humility. By admitting what they do not know, they create space for new insights to enter. They challenge themselves to step outside of their echo chambers, seeking diverse sources of information to foster a broader, more empathetic understanding of the world. On a personal level, they apply this same honesty, facing uncomfortable truths about themselves as the first step toward growth. This practice mirrors the Stoic tradition of self-examination, a continual process of reflection that aligns one's actions with one's highest values. 3. Conformity for its own sake. Intelligent people possess the courage to think for themselves, avoiding the pressure to conform merely to fit in. They understand that true intelligence lies in the ability to critically question the status quo, not to blindly follow it. In a society that often pushes for uniformity, they recognize that societal norms are not always rooted in reason. Instead of accepting things at face value, they take the time to evaluate ideas on their own merit. The Stoics encouraged this kind of personal integrity, urging individuals to remain true to themselves, even if it meant standing apart from the crowd. Intelligent people embody this ideal, valuing their unique perspectives as essential for innovation and progress. Like the great nonconformists of history, Socrates, Galileo, Einstein, they understand that breakthroughs emerge from a willingness to challenge established beliefs. By daring to be different, they not only preserve their own identity and fulfillment, but also create an environment where new ideas can flourish. They carefully choose relationships and communities that value this diversity of thought, fostering a culture of mutual respect and intellectual freedom. 4. Taking things personally. Intelligent people avoid the trap of taking things personally, understanding that most people's words and actions are a reflection of their own perceptions, biases, and insecurities. By recognizing that not everything is about them, they can detach their self-worth from the opinions of others, thereby protecting their emotional equilibrium and inner peace. When faced with criticism, it is natural to feel defensive, but an intelligent individual learns to see beyond the initial sting. They consider that the critique may say more about the critic than about their own work. This mindset is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy, which teaches us to focus only on what we can control, our own thoughts and reactions, and to accept what we cannot. By practicing this emotional resilience, intelligent people can approach conflict with objectivity and empathy. They can see the bigger picture, transforming potential disputes into opportunities for understanding. This frees them from the exhausting burden of seeking external approval and allows them to remain open to feedback. They see criticism not as an attack, but as a potential tool for growth, skillfully extracting the valuable lessons while discarding the rest. 5. Being weighed down by problems. Life is filled with challenges, but intelligent people know that becoming fixated on a problem is counterproductive. Instead, they view every obstacle as an opportunity for growth and improvement. When a problem arises, they do not allow it to overwhelm them. They take a step back, assess the situation with calm objectivity, and focus their energy on finding a solution. They understand that impulsive emotional reactions only cloud judgment. This approach mirrors the Stoic belief that obstacles are not inherently negative. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Intelligent people embody this principle, seeing problems as stepping stones rather than roadblocks. They are resourceful, seeking out new perspectives by consulting with others or conducting research. They also know how to prioritize, focusing their efforts on what truly matters and recognizing that some problems are best solved with patience. This strategic and resilient mindset allows them to navigate life's difficulties with grace and confidence. 6. Being closed to feedback. Intelligent people welcome feedback as an invaluable tool for growth. They understand that even criticism that is hard to hear offers a chance to reflect and improve. Rather than shielding their ego, they have the wisdom to care more about self-improvement. It takes confidence to handle criticism constructively and humility to recognize that there is always more to learn. They see feedback not as a judgment, but as a gift, a perspective they might have missed on their own. The Stoics, particularly Epictetus, taught that we should welcome criticism as it helps us identify and correct our flaws. Intelligent individuals live this principle. They listen attentively, seeking to fully understand the points being made without interruption or defensiveness. This not only allows them to benefit from the insight, but also fosters a culture of trust and open communication. They are skilled at discerning constructive advice from unhelpful negativity, using what is valuable to continuously refine their abilities. This openness to evolve is a key factor in their success and resilience. 7. letting emotions hijack decisions. Intelligent people do not allow their emotions to cloud their judgment or dictate their choices. While they acknowledge the power of feelings, they have cultivated the discipline to prevent emotions from taking precedence over logic. They understand that decisions made in the heat of the moment often lead to regret. This practice of emotional regulation is a core tenet of Stoicism, where rational thought is held as the guide to a well-lived life. When faced with a strong emotion, an intelligent person will pause. They take time to breathe, reflect, and allow the initial emotional wave to subside before acting. This creates the mental space needed for clear, rational thought. They might use techniques like journaling or discussing their feelings with a trusted friend to gain perspective. They master the crucial distinction between feeling an emotion and being controlled by it. This allows them to respond to situations in a manner that aligns with their long-term goals and values, rather than being driven by a fleeting impulse. By managing their internal state, they ensure their decisions are made with wisdom and foresight. In the crucible of high-pressure situations, the intelligent mind remains a bastion of calm. Through practices like deep breathing or quiet meditation, they anchor themselves in the present moment, allowing focus and clarity to rise above the tide of anxiety. This echoes the wisdom of the ancient Stoics, who understood that a tranquil mind is the bedrock of rational thought and effective decision-making. By maintaining their composure under pressure, intelligent individuals can assess a situation with greater accuracy and choose the most effective course of action. Number 8. The trap of mindless media consumption. Intelligent individuals are keenly aware of the subtle ways in which passive consumption can poison the well of their thinking. They understand that mindlessly scrolling through social feeds or absorbing information from exclusively biased sources can sculpt one's beliefs without conscious consent. Therefore, they approach the digital landscape not as passive consumers, but as active curators of their own knowledge. By intentionally seeking out diverse insights, reliable sources, and a wide range of information, they build a more robust understanding of the world, challenge their own assumptions, and forge well-informed opinions. This critical engagement is their shield against the pervasive noise of misinformation and propaganda. In our digital age, we are constantly bombarded with information. News articles, social updates, and videos all vie for our attention, threatening to overwhelm our senses. It is dangerously easy to fall into a state of passive scrolling, consuming content without truly engaging with it. The Stoics taught the importance of guarding one's mind, of focusing only on what is within our control. Today, this means being selective about the information we allow to enter our consciousness. Intelligent individuals protect their mental space from clutter and distraction, preserving their clarity for what truly matters. Instead of losing hours to the ephemeral glow of a screen, they invest their time in content that enriches them, be it timeless books, insightful podcasts, or thought-provoking documentaries. This intentional diet of information ensures they are in a state of continuous growth, not passive distraction. They also set firm boundaries with technology, creating sacred time away from the constant barrage of information to prevent the anxiety of overload. And finally, they bring these ideas into conversation, discussing and dissecting them with others to deepen their understanding and refine their perspectives. This collaborative quest for knowledge is a hallmark of a truly intelligent mind. Number 9. Neglecting the pursuit of personal development. An intelligent person views life as a continuous journey of self-improvement, a multifaceted quest that spans emotional intelligence, social grace, physical health, financial wisdom, creativity, and spiritual depth. They are not passive passengers on this journey. They actively invest in themselves, seeking opportunities for growth in every book, course, and new experience. This relentless pursuit of betterment is the modern embodiment of Stoic philosophy, which champions the lifelong cultivation of virtue and wisdom. In a world that constantly demands our attention outward, they understand that the most crucial investment is inward. They see personal development not as a luxury, but as a necessity for resilience, adaptability, and fulfillment. They meticulously hone their emotional intelligence, learning to navigate their own feelings and empathize with others. They cultivate their social skills, mastering the arts of communication and collaboration. They treat their health, both physical and mental, as the sacred foundation for all their endeavors, prioritizing rest, nutrition, and mindfulness. They pursue financial literacy, empowering themselves to build a life of security and freedom. And they nurture their creativity, recognizing it as a vital wellspring of joy, problem-solving, and self-expression. Number 10. Taking unnecessary risks. While they are not afraid of bold action, intelligent people possess a deep respect for the line between a calculated risk and a reckless gamble. They approach challenges with a blend of courage and caution, exercising patience and self-control as they meticulously weigh the potential consequences. Before leaping, they gather information, seek counsel, and use that wisdom to refine their approach, allowing them to navigate life's opportunities with both responsibility and foresight. This mirrors the Stoic ideal of acting with rational prudence. When faced with a high-stakes decision, the intelligent mind doesn't rely on impulse. It conducts thorough research, evaluates the impact on long-term goals, and prepares contingency plans for when things go awry. They broaden their perspective by seeking input from trusted advisors, understanding that their own viewpoint is never the full picture. Crucially, their decisions are tempered by an ethical awareness, a consideration for how their actions might affect their families, colleagues, and the wider community. This allows them to seize opportunities without exposing themselves or others to avoidable danger. The ultimate lesson is this: true intelligence is not merely a measure of cognitive ability. It is a way of life, expressed through conscious choices and intentional living. By steering clear of these common pitfalls, a discerning mind forges a path that is deeply aligned with its values and aspirations, a life rich with purpose, wisdom, and fulfillment. Thank you for joining us on this journey of self-improvement and enlightenment. If you found value in our time together, be sure to watch one of the suggested videos on your screen for more insights and inspiration. Thank you for being a part of Stoic Journal. We'll see you soon.